We also find the existence of water reservoirs for irrigation purposes as well as for other purposes. And to make a water reservoir, it required adequate survey as well as some sense of geometry to make such a construction. Then the agriculture which flourished in this period, agriculture is a seasonal activity and which requires that for the cultivator to know about the sowing season, the harvesting season, and so on. So the calendar was required for such activities, and so some form of calendar must have existed, which shows that there was also knowledge of the people about astronomy. Then the citadel areas in the city, these were surrounded by bastions and defense walls. Bastions are those small projections in the walls from a fort, in the walls of the fort. So there were defense walls and guarded entrances. Now, this was required because those in authority of production and management uh, could have been attacked. So there was need of protection, and sometimes some of the cities were fortified as well. And usually these cities were wealthy cities, though there was not much display of the wealth in the construction of their houses or even in the grave goods, as very unlike from the display of wealth in, say, the Mesopotamian civilization, or display of wealth in the Egyptian civilization. Then the areas surrounding the city, these were cleared uh, for cultivation, and this perhaps led to some kind of deforestation also. And the main crops cultivated were wheat, barley, rice, and millets. An effective irrigation system also existed due to evidence found of inundation canals as well as water conduits. Now, the citadel areas were the most important areas in the city, and it was the place where the granaries were there, the warehouses, then the collegiate buildings, means buildings relating to colleges and students, then the ritual centers, the tank, and other such important public places, buildings. And the two main important activities were agriculture and the other is trade. And both of agriculture was ensured a very ensured a regular food supply. And then there was production of items for trade, and which required a regular supply of labor force. And all these required good management and organization. So the administration was very effective in these Harappan cities. Then earlier it was believed that there were twin capitals. One is Mohenjo-daro and the other is Harappa. Both could have been twin capitals. But the recent idea is that the Indus cities were perhaps city-states, which however carries little conviction. A more plausible idea is that there was a flexible relationship between the cities, given their different sizes and authority systems. Earlier, the form of governance was carried out by the clan chiefs, which later in the mature period developed into complex systems consisting of representatives of city authorities for joint ruling. So there was a kind of centralized administration. Then differences existed between the Harappan states and those similar places in Western Asia. For example, in Harappan states, there was absence of monumental graves, which is unlike those found in West Asia. And then there was also limited availability of weapons, indicating that there was less disturbance and or maybe less destruction because of warfare. Thank you.